Joining me right now to discuss is Cheryl Dorsey, a retired LAPD sergeant and now an advocate for the victims of police shootings. Good to see you. And Mark Morial, the president of the Urban League, a civil rights attorney and a former mayor of New Orleans. Good to see you as well. All right, so Mark, let me begin with you because, just as we are seeing more video of the brutality that has been going on, for years, people have had complaints for decades. We're also witnessing more charges now being pressed against officers accused of criminal behavior. So what challenges do prosecutors traditionally face in pursuit of going after police officers for arrests or indictment?
I think the challenges they faced is that the laws, both the federal laws and the laws in many states, are skewed towards wide discretion for police officers. And then the climate of public opinion in many communities has been to give the police officers even more than the benefit of the doubt, to give them all doubt. And I think that climate, the protest, the climate of public opinion, the call for police reform, I think is beginning, I hope, to change how the public looks at these. What has happened in the age of technology is that video cameras are capturing incidents that have been going on ad infinitum. Mm-hmm. And these video cameras, whether it's the 17-year-old young lady in Minneapolis, or the people who caught the Buffalo police officers pushing the senior citizen down, or now this incident in Fairfax County, there's more public transparency. The public can see that these have not been made up stories or fictional accounts, and it basically takes away from police officers the thing that many became very professional at doing, mm-hmm. constructing alibis and false narratives to protect themselves against what really happened.
And then, Cheryl, despite that video of police officers pushing the 75-year-old man, listen to what the district attorney prosecuting the cases against those officers in Buffalo had to say in response to critics yesterday.
This particular assault charge in the second degree is a felony. Now, again, there may be some who say that, that I'm choosing sides here by arresting and prosecuting these police officers, and I say that's ridiculous. I'm not choosing sides.
Wow, so choosing sides, to say that, did that underscore that prosecutors face pressure from municipalities, police departments, or perhaps police unions not to pursue prosecution of police?
Absolutely. I mean, listen, if he's on the side of anything, it's the side of right. And so we know that police chiefs and certainly presidents of police unions haven't seen the murder of a black man or woman that doesn't excite them. And so thank goodness that this prosecutor has the intestinal fortitude to stand up against this kind of foolishness. But Fred, what needs to happen is police chiefs need to be held accountable just like their officers need to be held accountable. And the community can do that. Officers can easily be removed from the field, and I know this to be true because I was removed for coming to work with a cellophane blue color on my hair. And if an officer demonstrates, like Chauvin, the subject of 18 personnel complaints, that he doesn't have the skill set or the temperament to be in the field, if at least because of due process, police officers' Bill of Rights, implied immunity, and everything else that covers them, if you can't get them off the job, at least get them out of the public domain, put them on the desk until you can formulate some sort of a plan, policy to remove them completely. It's offensive to think that defunding a police department somehow is going to stop a Derek Chauvin, a Ray Tenzing, Michael Schlager, and the others from killing us with impunity.
And then, Mark, there's still the issue of trust, right? Because as in the case of the Buffalo police, the two officers who are being disciplined, facing charges now, at first, police leadership said, no, he wasn't pushed down, the 75-year-old man. He slipped and he fell, even though everyone has seen the videotape and it was clear his fall came after the push. So it's trying to manipulate or tell a very different story, almost as if to say, you didn't see what you saw. That is problematic when you're trying to build trust.
Let me tell you, police leadership that instinctively wants to defend the men and women in the field is anachronistic leadership. Police chiefs and police leadership owe their first obligation to the citizens of the community. And what the citizens of the community want is truthfulness, they want transparency, and they want clarity and action when there's been wrongdoing. So in Fairfax County, I would note that the police leadership there released the tape and terminated the officers, relieved them of their duties, and referred the matter to the district attorney, who seems to be poised or has already brought charges. So swift action, transparency, decisiveness. A police chief does not have to wait until, quote, a prosecutor makes a decision to determine that departmental rules have been violated and to issue swift and decisive discipline. And I think any reform effort has to basically reform the way discipline works. And police unions are too powerful. In many instances, they are obstacles to reform. They stand in the way of the reforms that are needed. And I think state legislatures and city councils and mayors need to stand up to the unbridled power of police unions when they have unprecedented power over terminations, over transfers, over disciplinary rules. I think that goes beyond the role of a union.
And quickly, Cheryl, yes or no, do you see a turning point as it pertains to police? The instinct of administrative duty is the punishment, and now we're seeing perhaps an uptick in the pursuit of indictment, arrest, charges of officers suspected of criminal activity.
I'd like to be hopeful, but no, not really, because we still have mayors and police chiefs who come in front of a bank of cameras and lie, mitigate and minimize that bad behavior. And officers here, they know, and they don't change the behavior.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much, Cheryl Dorsey, Mark Morial. Always good to see you both.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.